Foster Financial is a boutique retirement and investment services firm that works with individuals and employers who understand that when it comes to ensuring one's financial future, well, one size really does not fit all. So here to share more about today's topic with us is John Pinchon. He's an investment advisor representative with Foster Financial. John, thank you so much for joining us today in studio. Talk to us because we're all about saving money, and we're kind of talking about the focus here today is Indiana 529.
Absolutely. And so basically a lot of folks have created these 529s for educational purposes for their children. And so historically, most of the time the children use these funds for their educational costs, whether it's for college, trade school, what have you. But some of the times the children never need to use these funds. And so whether they get a scholarship or they never enroll in higher education, a lot of times parents are left with this account and they say, you know, what can I do with this, right? And so historically, you could always change the beneficiary to another one of your children or perhaps a grandchild and sort of defer that account to somebody else. And so sometimes that works, but sometimes you don't have anybody to give it to. And so these folks would have to cash these out and pay taxes on the gains and sometimes be penalized for taking the cash out for something other than educational costs. And so the Secure Act 2.0 in 2024 widened the horizons for your options. And so the thing that I wanted to talk about today is your ability to actually roll some funds over to a Roth IRA for the benefit of the child on the 529. This is a fairly complex transaction, and so it's important to understand what your options are first before doing any sort of transaction. And I might add, it's probably wise to speak to an advisor about this first. But you are under a set of rules that are fairly restrictive before you can actually do the 529 rollover. And so, number one, the 529 account for the benefit of the beneficiary has to have been open for more than 15 years. Number two is, does the beneficiary have any earned income? And so just like a 529, or excuse me, a Roth IRA contribution, earned income is required before any money can go into the account. And so if your child is not working, this would not apply for you. If they are working, we can do the rollover. And so it's important to understand that you can do only up to your annual contribution limit, which for most folks under 50 is $7,000. And so if we check those first two boxes, we may be able to do this procedure. And so finally, the last thing to remember is that we can only do up to $35,000 of total rollovers. And so if you do $7,000 per year, eventually you're going to hit that $35,000 maximum. And at that point, that beneficiary can no longer do this procedure. And so the last thing to consider for those parents out there that have these accounts is that you may be subject to a recapture of your Indiana state tax credit. And so this is sort of an afterthought. It's a lot of times more wise to do this procedure for your child than to, cash the account out for your own benefit. But talking with a tax advisor and talking with your financial planner is certainly advised in this sort of scenario because there's so many moving parts to this. But it is a really, really good option for those parents out there with these sorts of accounts hanging around.
Well, John, I love that you just really broke it down for us so we can better understand this and really how to go about it. So thank you so much, you guys. Make sure to check all the information there on your screen. You can reach out to John or anyone from Foster Financial to have a stress-free time getting your finances in check.